Well, right away, there is this kind of understanding with this card, Taurus, that regardless of what you do for your career or where you feel you are with your sense of purpose in the world or even your money, any kind of feelings of anxiety that are coming in, any doubts, do your best to dispel them, flood them with the faith and the positivity and the optimism that you inherently hold. Because giving in to fear and worry during this time frame would be more detrimental than usual, because there's so much Jupiter energy available right now to expand upon the things that you have already been working and that you've already created and are continuing to deepen or cultivate more. So there's some beautiful energy here. And so there may be quite a few people around you who are comforting you, with whom you share a common sense of optimism. So within your career, it may be that you are within a group that you're beginning something, or you're already in the middle of a project that everyone is kind of on board with. They have the same kind of agenda. They have the same kind of expectation. And there's a really beautiful sense of togetherness here. And if there aren't, during this particular time frame, I kind of feel like you are just, like I mentioned, this idea of flooding your very cells with positivity and faith and optimism, that anyone who's sort of outside of that energetic frequency is going to just kind of fall away, and you're going to be left with the people, the individuals, or the energies that resonate with that sense of comfort and joy and positivity. And I'm going to show you the cards as I see them. All right, so we have the Ace of Swords as an energy that you're meant to stop doing or not do. We have the beautiful Ten of Cups and what you're meant to do or start doing. And we have the Six of Wands, which is what you can look forward to regardless, which is a sense of victory, being in the spotlight, successful completion of any kind of work project, maybe even a leg up in terms of work, in terms of possibly a bump up in your rank, so to speak, or even a salary increase. Could be a bonus. All right, so, and I will say we do have the Fool under the deck in the reverse, and so I'm just thinking about your previous reading for October, November, and December. There still may be a little bit of a tendency, just because I remember that reading so well, for Taurus, that, wanting to kick up your heels and be free from your responsibilities. But remember, you still have to do the work. Don't kick up your heels too soon. Make sure that you're not trying so desperately to be free that you forget to do some of the things that are required of you during this time, especially around work. Because the more that you stay on point here, you do have the victory card here, successfully completing a project, or even if it's just your sense of purpose in the world, you may gain greater insight, and you have a sense of, yes, I'm finally being recognized, or I'm finally recognizing myself for where I want to go and how I want to get there. But that's what you can look forward to regardless, Taurus. But in terms of what you're meant to not do or stop doing, we have the Ace of Swords. So this card, in terms of what you're meant to not do or stop doing, for me, as I feel like for you, is don't start anything new during this time frame. You're working towards successful completion here of something, and it looks like it's going to happen for you, which is why you're meant to kind of stay on point. The Ace of Swords for me in this reading for you is like, yeah, I mean, that's the message. Like, don't start anything new. Don't try to drive forward with a new project, a new endeavor. It's too much right now, especially by yourself. Like, as I mentioned, this idea of, I'm just really drawn to how many people or animals or energies are around you. And here, what you're meant to do and continue doing is enjoy the family or friends that you've created for yourself, the family energies, the loyalty, the contentment, the comfort. For me, it's really a lot about comfort for you during this time frame, even though it's a life purpose career reading. It gives you comfort to be around others here. I don't know how else to describe it. This is how I'm getting it. Don't start something new, especially on your own. Don't try to drive forward with new energy. You have enough on your plate already, Taurus. And it may be that you were trying to, maybe you've even neglected a few things or tried to get out of a few things here. That's okay. You're not giving into fear, and if there's any worry around anything that maybe you tried to get out of or you weren't totally putting all your effort into, or have been, don't worry. Don't, stay positive. Comfort yourself with the beautiful things that you have created, the connections. Even if you are at a position, a job, a situation that's not 100% what you want, rather than focusing in on what you're not getting, focus in on the relationships you're making, focusing in on the co-workers, the general environment of, maybe it's not exactly the job I want, or maybe I'm not doing what I consider to be my real, life purpose. A lot of people get really hung up on that, as we all do at different times. Rather than worry about all that, focus in on what you have created for yourself. You've created, even if it's just one or two people, that's all you need. You don't even need people. You can just focus on these energies within yourself and how you're looking forward to having them. If you, like I mentioned, if it's not in your current environment, how good it's going to feel when you have that energy and the support, when you amplify that energy of, oh, it's going to be so nice when I have even more friends and family around me, or I have coworkers and a boss who really supports my ideas. It's going to feel amazing when I have that. And I can't wait to know what that's like, or maybe in the new year, really begin to put out some feelers so I do have that more in my life, or, this kind of energy, as opposed to getting all disgruntled and thinking, oh, I don't get what I want ever, or, whatever. Regarding your money, don't freak out. So it does look like during this time frame, regarding your money, there may be an issue here where you're trying to get out of something too quickly, maybe an investment that that you're in, or something that you put your money into that you're wanting to pull out too quickly. Remember, don't do anything rash here with that Ace of Swords. And it could also be that you aren't allowing something to end in a timely manner, in the manner that it's meant to end, especially around your money. So it could be that maybe you've been going through a period, as I mentioned, where you've been, possibly being too frivolous and you're not pulling that in tight enough. Because around your money, it's either, really, as I feel like, one of two things. Either you are trying to pull out of something too quickly with your money, or you are not ending something in a timely manner. Something that you know needs to end, but you are still reluctant to see go out of your life. And it's something that you've invested your money in, something that you're putting your money into. It may even be a pattern for some of you of overspending, like I mentioned, and you're just not quite ready to take control of that. It could also be a pattern where you are where you've even been miserly, because I do feel with the positivity, faith, and optimism card that you're meant to have a new energy around faith, as opposed to fear and anxiety. And with the Death card in reverse, it could be that you've been kind of miserly out of fear, holding on to your money. I'm just thinking of the Taurus energy, that earth energy, how much value you place on having in general material items, financial security. And so it may be a pattern that's been very miserly, like hanging on, not because you're trying to invest wisely, but because there's fear and anxiety there. So, it's a general reading, and for many of you, you're going to experience it differently. But, look at it within your own life, within your own understanding of self, and see how it plays out. So anyway, I hope you find that helpful, Taurus.